How are you guys doing? Today is Sunday, February 20th, 2022. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to review yesterday's Elite matchups and performances from Saturday, February 19th. Taking a quick step back and looking at where we are in the calendar year, with the football season being over, with Super Bowl 56 having been completed, of course, last weekend, we are in the second half of the college and the professional basketball seasons, as, of course, I'm going to get into those in a second. We are also in the second half of the European soccer season, of course, now that we're in the 2022 calendar year. Not to mention that yesterday was the second to last day of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing, as they're coming to a close, as the nations who are sorting themselves among the top nations in terms of earning medals are, of course, seeding themselves out as well. With that said, I'm going to start with what happened yesterday with college basketball, because yesterday was Saturday. There were a lot of collegiate basketball games, especially with teams playing within the top 25. Starting with the top-ranked basketball team in the nation, the Gonzaga Bulldogs hosted the unranked Santa Clara Broncos yesterday. Gonzaga beat Santa Clara 81-69. They won by 12 after outscoring the Broncos by 10 in the first half. On the winning end of this matchup, the top-ranked Bulldogs were led in scoring by their starting forward, Drew Timme. He finished with 23 points and 9 rebounds in 30 minutes. He shot 9 for 8 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. And then their starting guard, Andrew Nembhard, would finish with 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists in 37 minutes. He shot 7 for 15 from the field, 5 for 9 from 3, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. With this win, the top-ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs are 23-2. They are now 12-0 in the West Coast Conference. Their undefeated record, of course, gives them the best record in the conference. They are the only team with less than 3 losses in their conference, just to get a sense of how well they're dominating in their conference. With this loss, the unranked Santa Clara Broncos are 18-10. They are now 8-5 in the West Coast Conference, tied with San Francisco for the second best record in the West Coast Conference, for the third best record in the West Coast Conference, Looking at the second best team in the nation, the Auburn Tigers went to Gainesville to face off against the unranked Florida Gators. Florida would upset Auburn 63-62 after they outscored Auburn by 1 in the first half. On the losing end of this matchup, the second-ranked Auburn Tigers were led in scoring by their starting forward, their freshman Jabari Smith. He would go on to finish with 28 points and 7 rebounds in 33 minutes. He shot 7 for 16 from the field, 4 for 5 from 3, and he shot 10 for 11 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the unranked Florida Gators were led in scoring by their starting guard, Tyree Appleby. He finished with 26 points in 31 minutes. He shot 7 for 15 from the field, 5 for 10 from 3, and he shot 7 for 8 from the foul line. With this win, the unranked Florida Gators are 17-10. They are now 7-7 in the SEC. They are tied with LSU, Alabama, and South Carolina for the 5th best record in the SEC. With this loss, the second-ranked Auburn Tigers are now 24-3. They are 12-2 in the SEC. They still have the best record in the conference, as they are the only team with less than 3 losses in the SEC, as they are sitting 1 game ahead of Kentucky for the moment. Now, taking a look at what happened with the third-ranked team in the nation, the Arizona Wildcats would host the unranked Oregon Ducks. Arizona beat Oregon by 3. They won 84-81 after outscoring Oregon by 5 in the second half. On the winning end of this matchup, the third-ranked Arizona Wildcats were led in scoring by their starting guard out of Canada, Benedict Mathurin. He finished with 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists in 36 minutes. He shot 9 for 17 from the field, 4 for 7 from 3, and he shot 2 for 4 from the foul line. With this win, the third-ranked Arizona Wildcats are 24-2. They are 14-1 in the Pac-12. They have the best record in the conference. They are the only team with less than 4 losses so far, as they are sitting right ahead of USC and UCLA for the moment. And with this loss, the unranked Oregon Ducks are now 17-10. They are now 10-6 in the Pac-12, as they are still unranked. Looking at the 4th-ranked team in the nation, the Kentucky Wildcats hosted the 25th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. Kentucky beat Alabama 90-81 after outscoring the Crimson Tide by 8 in the second half. On the losing end of this matchup, I'll start with the losing end. The 25th ranked Crimson Tide were led in scoring by their starting guard, Keon Ellis. He finished with 28 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals in 37 minutes. He shot 10 for 16 from the field, 7 for 11 from 3, and he made his only free throw attempt of the day. On the winning end of this matchup, the hometown 4th-ranked Kentucky Wildcats were led in scoring by their starting guard, Kellen Grady. He finished with 25 points in 39 minutes. He shot 9 for 16 from the field, and he shot 7 for 9 from 3. Their starting forward, Oscar Tshiebwe, finished with 21 points and 14 rebounds in 36 minutes. He shot 9 for 13 from the field, and he shot 3 for 5 from the foul line. With this win, the 4th-ranked Kentucky Wildcats are 22-5. They are 11-3 in the SEC. They have the second-best record in the conference, right behind Auburn. And with this loss, the 25th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide are 17-10. They are now 7-7 in the SEC. They are tied with LSU, Florida, and South Carolina right now for the 5th-best record in the SEC for right now. Jumping out to West Virginia, the unranked Mountaineers would host the 6th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks. Kansas beat West Virginia 71-58. They won this matchup by 13 after outscoring West Virginia by 6 in the first half and by 7 in the second. On the winning end of this matchup, the 6th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks were led in scoring by their starting guard, Ochai Agbaji. He finished with 23 points in 36 minutes. He shot 8 for 15 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, and a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. With this win, the 6th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks are 22-4. They are 11-2 in the Big 12. They have the best record in their conference right now. They are the only team with less than 4 losses in their conference right now. And just to get that's right where they are, sitting at the top. With this loss, the unranked West Virginia Mountaineers are now 14-12. They are 3-10 in the Big 12. That is the worst record. That is the worst record in the Big 12 right now. Looking at the 7th-ranked team in the nation, the defending champs Baylor Bears hosted the unranked TCU Horned Frogs. Baylor beat TCU 72-62. They won this matchup by 10 after outscoring the Horned Frogs by 10 in the first half. On the winning end of this matchup, the 7th-ranked Baylor Bears were led in scoring by their forward off the bench, Jeremy Sochan. He finished with 17 points and 6 rebounds in 30 minutes. He shot 6 for 9 from the field and a perfect 5 for 5 from the foul line. With this win, the 7th-ranked Baylor Bears are now 22-5. They are now 10-4 in the Big 12. They are tied with Texas Tech for the second-best record in the entire conference as they sit behind Kansas. With this loss, unranked TCU is 16-8. They are now 5-7 in the Big 12 for right now. Now, jumping out to the 9th-ranked team in the nation, my alma mater, Duke Blue Devils, would host the unranked Florida State Seminoles. Duke would beat Florida State 88-70 in Coach K's second-to-last home game in Cameron Indoor Stadium. Duke won this matchup by 18 after outscoring Florida State by 11 in the first half and then by 7 in the second half. On the winning end of this matchup, the 9th-ranked Duke Blue Devils were led in scoring by their starting forward, Paolo Banchero, out of Italy. He finished with 17 points and 8 rebounds in 30 minutes. He shot 6 for 12 from the field and a perfect 5 for 5 from the foul line. With this win, the 9th-ranked Duke Blue Devils are now 23-4. They are now 13-3 in the ACC. That is the best record in the conference. They are the only team in the ACC that is 1 ranked, and they are the only team that 2 has less than 4 losses in the ACC this season. With this loss, the unranked Florida State Seminoles are 14-12. They are now 7-9 in the conference. Now, looking to see what's going to happen with the 10th-ranked team in the nation, the Villanova Wildcats hosted the unranked Georgetown Hoyas. Entering this matchup, Georgetown still hadn't won a Big East game, and leaving this matchup, they still have yet to win a Big East game. Villanova beat Georgetown 74-66. They won by 8 after they outscored the Hoyas by 10 in the first half. On the winning end of this matchup, the 10th-ranked Villanova Wildcats were led in scoring by their starting guard, Justin Moore. Justin Moore Moore would finish with 19 points and 6 rebounds, all in 35 minutes. He shot 6 for 16 from the field, and he would shoot 5 for 6 from the foul line. With this win, the 10th-ranked Villanova Wildcats are 21-6. They are 14-3 in the Big East. That is the second-best record in the entire conference. And as they currently sit behind Providence at the moment, with this loss, Georgetown is 6-20. They are 0-15 in the Big East. They are the only team that is still yet to win a game in the Big East, as we are almost through February at the moment. Taking a look at the 11th ranked team in the nation, the Texas Tech Red Raiders will go to Austin to face off against the 20th ranked Texas Longhorns. Texas Tech would beat Texas yesterday by 6. They won 61-55 after outscoring the Longhorns by 6 in the second half. On the losing end of this matchup, the 20th ranked Texas Longhorns were led in scoring by their starting guard Andrew Jones in front of the hometown fans. Jones finished with 20 points in 36 minutes. He shot 6 for 17 from the field, 4 for 10 from 3, and 4 for 5 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the 11th ranked Red Raiders were led in scoring by their starting forward Bryson Williams. He finished with 17 points and 6 rebounds in 33 minutes. He shot 6 for 13 from the field and 5 for 6 from the foul line. With this win, the 11th ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders are now 21-6. They are 10-4 in the Big 12. They are tied with Baylor, the defending champs, for the second best record in the Big 12. With this loss, the 20th ranked Texas Longhorns are now 19-8. They are now 8-6 in the Big 12. They are holding on to the fourth best record in the conference, sitting 3.5 games behind the first place Kansas Jayhawks at the moment. Jumping out to East Lansing, Michigan, the 19th ranked Michigan State Spartans would host the 12th ranked Illinois Fighting Illini. Illinois would beat Michigan State 79-74. They won this matchup by 5 after outscoring the Spartans by 12 in the first half. On the losing end of this matchup, the 19th ranked Spartans were led in scoring by their guard off the bench, Tyson Walker. Walker finished with 26 points and 5 assists in 26 minutes. He shot 10 for 12 from the field, a perfect 3 for 3 from 3, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the 12th ranked Illinois Fighting Illini were led in scoring by their starting center, Kofi Cockburn. He finished with 27 points and 9 rebounds in 31 minutes. He shot 10 for 15 from the field and 7 for 9 from the foul line. Illinois starting guard Jacob Grandison finished with 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in 31 minutes. He shot 8 for 12 from the field, 6 for 10 from 3, and he shot a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. With this win, the 12th ranked Illinois Fighting Illini are 19-7. They are now 12-4 in the Big Ten, as they are tied with Purdue for the best record in the conference at the moment. With this loss, the 19th ranked Michigan State Spartans are 18-8. They are 9-6 in the Big Ten. They are holding on to the 6th best record in the conference, as right now they and Michigan are the two teams with 6 losses in Big 12 or in Big Ten play so far. Jumping out to Los Angeles, the 13th ranked UCLA Bruins hosted the unranked Washington Huskies. UCLA would beat Washington 76-50. They won this game by 26 after outscoring Washington by 12 in the first half and by 14 in the second. On the winning end of this matchup, the 13th ranked UCLA Bruins were led in scoring by their starting guard, Jalen Clark. He finished with 25 points and 5 rebounds in 31 minutes. He shot 12 for 16 from the field and 1 for 2 from 3. UCLA's guard off the bench, David Singleton, finished with 22 points in 31 minutes. He shot 7 for 10 from the field, 6 for 8 from 3, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. With this win, the 13th ranked UCLA Bruins are 19-5. They are now 11-4 in the Pac-12, as they are tied with USC for the second best record in the conference, right behind Arizona. With this loss, the unranked Washington Huskies are 13-12. They are now 8-7 in the Pac-12 for the 2021-22 season. Taking a look at the 16th ranked team in the nation, the Tennessee Volunteers will go to Arkansas to face off against the 23rd ranked Razorbacks. Arkansas would beat Tennessee by 10. They won 58-48 after outscoring Tennessee by 9 in the second half. On the losing end of this matchup, the 16th ranked Tennessee Volunteers would be led in scoring by their guard off the bench, Zakai Zeigler. He finished with 12 points and 3 steals in 33 minutes. He shot 2 for 8 from the field, 2 for 8 from 3, and a perfect 6 for 6 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the 23rd ranked Arkansas Razorbacks would be led in scoring by their starting forward, Jalen Williams, and their starting guard, J.D. Notae. Williams finished with 13 points and 16 rebounds in 40 minutes. He shot 6 for 13 from the field. Notae finished with 13 points in 24 minutes. He shot 5 for 11 from the field and 3 for 6 from 3. With this win, the 23rd ranked Arkansas Razorbacks are 21-6. They are now 10-4 in the SEC, as they are now tied with 16th ranked Tennessee for the third best record in the conference. With this loss, the 16th ranked Tennessee Volunteers are now 19-7. They are also 10-4 alongside the Arkansas Razorbacks, as both Arkansas and Tennessee sit 2 games behind Auburn, who holds the best record in the SEC for right now. Taking a look at what happened in Columbus, the 18th ranked Ohio State Buckeyes hosted the unranked Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa would beat Ohio State 75-62. Iowa won this matchup by 13 after outscoring the 18th ranked Buckeyes by 12 in the second half. On the losing end of this matchup, the 18th ranked Ohio State Buckeyes were led in scoring by their starting guard, Malachi Branham. He finished with 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 steals in 35 minutes. He shot 9 for 13 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and 3 for 4 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the unranked Iowa Hawkeyes were led in scoring by their starting forward, Keegan Murray. He finished with 24 points and 5 rebounds in 36 minutes. He shot 10 for 17 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, and 2 for 3 from the foul line. With this win, the unranked Iowa Hawkeyes are 18-8. They are now 8-7 in the Big Ten. And at the moment, that is the 7th best record in the conference for right now, as they have right now, there are 6 teams sitting below them in the conference. With this loss, the 18th ranked Ohio State Buckeyes are 16-7. They are now 9-5 in the Big Ten. They are holding on to the 5th best record in the conference, as they sit 2 games behind Purdue and Illinois for the time being. Taking a look at the 21st ranked team in the nation, the Murray State Racers will go to UT Martin to face off against the unranked Skyhawks. Murray State beat Martin 62-60. They won by 2 after outscoring the Skyhawks by 8 in the second half to overcome their deficit. On the winning end of this matchup, the 21st ranked Murray State Racers were led in scoring by their starting guard, Tevin Brown. He finished with 18 points and 5 rebounds in 40 minutes. He shot 5 for 15 from the field. All of his makes came from 3. He was 5 for 12 from 3, and he shot a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. With this win, the 21st ranked Murray State Racers are 26-2. They are now 16-0 in the Ohio Valley Conference. They are, of course, the only undefeated team, the only team with less than 2 losses in their conference so far. With this loss, the unranked UT Martin Skyhawks are 8-20. They are now 4-12 in the Ohio Valley Conference. That is the 3rd worst record in their conference so far. Looking at the 22nd ranked team in the nation, the Wyoming Cowboys would host the unranked Air Force Falcons. Wyoming would beat Air Force 75-67. They won by 8 after outscoring the Falcons by 4 in both halves. On the winning end of this matchup, the 22nd ranked Cowboys were led in scoring by their starting guard, Hunter Maldonado. He finished with 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists in 40 minutes. He shot 9 for 17 from the field. He made his only 3-pointer of the day, and he shot 10 for 11 from the foul line. Their starting forward, Graham Ike, finished with 27 points and 12 rebounds in 37 minutes. He shot a perfect 11 for 11 from the field and 5 for 7 from the foul line. With this win, the 22nd ranked Wyoming Cowboys are now 22-4. They are now 11-2, holding the 2nd best record in the Mountain West Conference, sitting half a game or just 1 win behind Boise State. With this loss, the unranked Air Force Falcons are 10-15. They are now 3-11 in the Mountain West Conference. That is the second worst record in the conference, as they only sit ahead of San Jose State, who has yet to win a game in their conference. Last but not least, looking at the 24th ranked team in the nation, the UConn Huskies would host the unranked Xavier Musketeers. UConn beat Xavier 72-61. They won by 9 after outscoring the Musketeers by 17 in the first half. On the winning end of this matchup, the 24th ranked Huskies were led in scoring by their starting guard, R.J. Cole, and their forward off the bench, Tyler Polley. Cole finished with 16 points in 32 minutes. He shot 7 for 13 from the field and 1 for 2 from the foul line. Polley finished with 16 points in 20 minutes. He shot a perfect 4 for 4 from the field, a perfect 3 for 3 from 3, and he would shoot 5 for 6 from the foul line. With this win, the 24th ranked UConn Huskies are now 19-7. They are now 10-5 in the Big East. That is the third best record in the conference. They are the third team in the Big East to hit double-digit amount of wins in the conference. With this loss, the unranked Xavier Musketeers are 17-9, as they are 7-8 in the Big East. But that is what the ranked teams are looking like following yesterday's matchups. Taking a look at what's going on today at 1 o'clock, the 8th-ranked Providence Friars are going to face off against unranked Butler in Indianapolis. At the same time, at 1 o'clock, the 14th-ranked Houston Cougars are going to go to Wichita State to face off against the unranked Shockers on ESPN. Houston enters this matchup with a 10-2 record in the American Conference. And even going to the other 1 o'clock game, Providence enters this matchup with an 11-2 record in the Big East, which is the best record in the conference. At 1 o'clock on CBS, the 15th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers are going to host the unranked Michigan Wolverines in the Kohl Center. Wisconsin enters this matchup with an 11-4 record in the Big Ten. At 5:30, the 5th-ranked Purdue Boilermakers, who are tied with Illinois for the best record in the conference, are going to host unranked Rutgers at FS1 in Mackey Arena. Purdue enters this matchup with a 12-4 record in the Big Ten. And last but not least, at 7:30, the 17th-ranked USC Trojans are going to host the unranked Washington State Cougars on FS1. This will be in the Galen Center. USC enters this matchup with an 11-4 record in the Pac-12 for right now. But right now, that is what college basketball is looking like as we enter today. There's nothing going on in the NBA outside of All-Star Weekend. And then taking a quick look at what's been going on from All-Star Weekend so far, it looks as though the All-Star game itself between Team Durant and Team LeBron will, of course, take place today. Not to mention that there were All-Star game events yesterday, as Obi Toppin was able to win the dunk contest for the New York Knicks. And, of course, the three-point contest would end up being won by Karl Anthony Towns. But, of course, taking a look at when the All-Star game will be playing today, it will be at 8 o'clock on TNT and on TBS in Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, as the NBA season itself will not resume until Thursday, just to get a little sense of how the NBA is moving day by day. Taking a look at what happened in the world of soccer as we leave the North American continent for a second. Starting off in the island of the United Kingdom in the Premier League, Chelsea would face off against Crystal Palace for the first time wearing their FIFA Club World Cup patches after winning the FIFA Club World Cup like last week. Chelsea would end up beating Crystal Palace 1-0 thanks to an 89th minute goal from Hakim Ziyech, coming off from AFCON. And, of course, with this win, Chelsea is now currently sitting third in the Premier League, as they are sitting 13 points behind first-place Man City at the moment. They are sitting 7 points behind second-place Liverpool, to get a sense of where they are now. Speaking of Liverpool, Liverpool would host Norwich City and pull off a 3-1 win after Norwich City scored the first goal of the game in the second half. Liverpool's first goal will come in the 64th minute from their elite Senegalese forward Sadio Mane. Their elite Egyptian forward Mohamed Salah would score 3 minutes later to give Liverpool the 2-1 lead. And then their 81st minute goal will come from their newest addition, Luis Diaz, from the Portuguese league. As with this win, Liverpool is now sitting second in the Premier League with 6 less points in first place Man City, as they now have 1 less game played than Man City, so they have a chance to move within 3. And with a chance for Man City to create separation, Man City would end up facing off against Tottenham, and then Tottenham would end up getting the better of Manchester City, as in Manchester, Tottenham would end up beating Man City 2-3, as 2 of their goals would come from their elite English striker, Harry Kane. The first goal came from Kulusevski, their newest forward from Juventus. Man City would tie the game at 1 in the 33rd minute from İlkay Gündoğan, their German midfielder. Harry Kane's 59th minute goal would put Tottenham up by 1. Riyad Mahrez's penalty kick would tie the game up in the 92nd minute at 2. And then Harry Kane's 95th minute goal would be what Tottenham needed to give them the win. With this win, Tottenham is now sitting 7th in the Premier League, as they sit 3 points below 6th place Arsenal at the moment. With this loss, Man City is now still sitting first place in the Premier League, as they are sitting 6 points ahead of second place Liverpool with 1 more game played than Liverpool. Now jumping on to the European continent, as we move west to east, jumping to Spain in Madrid. Real Madrid, the leading team in Spain, would host Alaves and pull off a 3-0 win. All 3 of their goals coming in the second half. Their first goal coming in the 63rd minute from Marco Asensio. Their second goal coming in the 80th minute from their elite Brazilian forward, Vinicius Jr. And their third goal coming off of a penalty from their elite French forward, Karim Benzema. With these 3 points, Real Madrid is currently sitting on top of La Liga by 7 points, ahead of second place Sevilla, even though they have 1 more game played than Sevilla. Taking a look at the other Madrid team, Atletico would end up beating Osasuna 3-0, as they are now sitting 4th place in La Liga. Their 3 goals will come from Joao Felix in the first half. Their second goal will come from Luis Suarez in the 59th minute, their elite Uruguayan striker, who had an amazing left-footed goal from about half field while the goalie was at a goal. And their 89th minute will come from Angel Correa. Like I just said, they are now sitting 4th in La Liga. Taking a look at what happened in France, PSG, who's currently sitting on top, was able to fall just short to Nantes 3-1. After Nantes scored all 3 of their goals in the first half, PSG's lone goal in the second half came from their elite Brazilian forward Neymar in the 47th minute. With this loss, PSG is still sitting on top of Ligue 1, 13 points ahead of second place Marseille, as PSG has 1 more game played than Marseille. Taking a look at what went down in Italy, AC Milan would face off against Salernitana, as the team that's currently sitting on top of Italy was able to draw. They are currently sitting 2 points ahead of second place Inter, as they have 2 more games played than Inter, as that opens up the table for Inter to completely jump Milan in their very next game. And then last but not least, taking a look at what is going on today as we come off of yesterday's games, as we go country by country. Starting off in England, Manchester United will face off against Leeds United at 9 a.m. Manchester United enters this game with the 4th best record in the Premier League, as they sit 7 points below third place Chelsea at the moment. Leeds United is going to host. They enter this matchup with the 15th best or the 6th worst record in the Premier League, just to get a sense of where they sit. They are currently sitting 9 points below 10th place Southampton for right now. Looking at what's going on in Spain now, Valencia is going to host Barcelona. Barcelona will enter this matchup with the 6th best record in La Liga, as they sit 3 points behind 4th place Atletico Madrid at the moment with 2 less games played, so they have the opportunity to jump them. Sevilla is sitting 2nd in La Liga, as they are going to face off against Espanyol at 8 o'clock. They sit 7 points below first place Real Madrid and 7 points ahead of third place Real Betis. Espanyol enters this matchup with the 14th best record in La Liga. And then the 3rd best record in Spain, Real Betis, is going to face off against Mallorca at 12:30. Mallorca has the 16th best record in La Liga, and Real Betis is currently sitting 1 point ahead of 4th place Atletico Madrid at the moment. Taking a look at what is going down as we move just over. Going to France, the second best team in France, Marseille, is going to host Clermont Foot at 12:45. Marseille is sitting 13 points below first place PSG at the moment. Clermont Foot is sitting 15th in Ligue 1 in France right now. As we move towards Italy, Inter Milan is hosting Sassuolo. As with a win here, Inter Milan can see themselves jump to the very top of Serie A. And taking a look at what is going down in Germany, at 9:30, the defending German champs Bayern Munich are going to face off against Greuther Fürth. As right now, Bayern Munich is sitting at the very top of the Bundesliga. They sit 6 points ahead of second place Borussia Dortmund. Fürth is sitting at the very bottom of the Bundesliga right now. Borussia Dortmund, who's sitting second in the Bundesliga, is going to face off against Borussia Mönchengladbach, who's currently sitting 13th in Germany at the moment. And that's everything that I have, at least when it comes to club soccer, as we navigate through it one day at a time. Last but not least, taking a look at what happened in the Olympics yesterday, as yesterday was officially the 18th day of the Olympics, and yesterday was the 15th day of awarding medals as we go day by day through the Olympics, as today will be the last day of competing in events. Starting with the bobsleigh and the two women's heat, the gold medal went to Laura Nolte of Germany. Germany would take home the silver, as well as the United States took home the bronze in this event. In cross-country skiing, in the men's 50-kilometer mass start free, the gold medal went to Alexander Bolshanov of the Russian Olympic Committee. The silver medal will go to the Russian Olympic Committee, as the bronze would go to Norway. In figure skating, the gold medal for pair skating free would go to Kong Han and Wei Jingxi of China. The Russian Olympic Committee would take home the silver and the bronze in this event. In freestyle skiing halfpipe, the gold medal went to Nico Porteous of New Zealand, as the United States would take home the silver and the bronze in this event. In speed skating, in the men's mass start final, the gold medal went to Bart Swings of Belgium, as South Korea would take home the silver and the bronze medals. In the women's mass start final, the gold medal went to Irene Schouten of the Netherlands, as Canada would take home the silver and Italy would take home the bronze. So those are all the events that took place yesterday. And now taking a look at the current medal standings, looking at the 10 nations that currently have at least 5 gold medals so far. Right now, Norway is leading the pack with 16 total gold medals, and they also have the most gold medals out of all nations, as they have 37 of them total. Sitting second in gold medals is Germany, as they have 12 of them. They have 12 gold medals and 10 silvers, as well as 5 bronzes. They are the only team with a double-digit amount of golds and silvers. They are the second team that I've mentioned that have a double-digit amount of one color. But that is right now, that's where Germany's sitting, as they have the third most amount of medals in the world. Right now, the third most amount of gold medals belongs to the People's Republic of China, the host nation. They have 15 medals total, as they sit 11th in total nations. Right now, tied for 4th in gold medals are the United States, Sweden, and Netherlands, as they each have 8 gold medals apiece. The United States also has 10 silver medals alongside his 8, as it sits 5th among total nations. Tied for 7th in gold medals with 7, you have Austria and Switzerland. 9th in the world in gold medals is the Russian Olympic Committee, as they have 6 of them. They have the second most medals total. They have 12 gold medals and 14 bronzes. 10th in the world in gold medals is France, as France currently has 5 gold medals alongside 7 silver and 2 bronze. And that is currently how the nations are stacking up. And those are the 10 nations that have at least 5 gold medals. And once all of the Olympic events are done, of course, I will do a final tally as we bring this 2022 Winter Olympic Games to an end, as we are slowly inching towards the closing ceremony. With that said, I want to thank the ESPN, NCAA, NBA, FIFA, and Olympics websites for giving me all the facts and figures that I needed. And of course, with that said, I want to thank everyone for listening to all 33 minutes of this piece. I do hope all is well, and once all of today's exhibitions, matchups, and Olympic events are done. I'm going to come back tomorrow on Monday, February 21st, for another episode of this segment. And until then, I want to thank everyone for listening. I hope all is well, and I will catch you with another episode tomorrow. Peace out. And thanks for listening.